Hello, successful people. Welcome back to the Iron Fire Success channel. I'm DK, and today's video is in response to some comments I received, and I'm giving you a full review of this GE Profile Smart left-hand swing wall oven. Congrats, HJW, for getting this wall oven for your new build. You're gonna love it. JY, you are gonna love the air fried chicken in here, and LT, yes, the left-hand door swing is everything. This is the 30-inch left-hand door swing model of the GE Profile Smart Double Wall Oven. So this also comes in a right-hand door swing as well. And it comes in the traditional type of oven door where you pull it down towards you. So I wanted this in the left-hand door swing. I originally wanted French door ovens, but that wasn't in the budget, and so I found this. The point of this is that because of the way the kitchen is configured with the fridge on the right and this double oven on the left, it's convenient to have this left-hand door swing because I can use this counter here on the right, open up the oven door with my left hand, and then I can put things into the oven that way. I'm going to show you how wide this door opens. So you'll see it just opens to the right, and I'll give you an idea of how far it opens. It doesn't actually hit the wall, and they took this into consideration when building this house, so that way I would have space on the left-hand side. That's why there's nothing there. And I'll do the bottom as well, so you can see that's how far that opens. So when I'm cooking, I just can use my left hand, open the door, use my right hand to put the food in. Another feature of these double wall ovens is that you see they both come with the slide out rack. This rack here, if you can see, it's locked into place. So this whole thing won't just come out. But if you want it to, and you grab this bottom, it'll unlock the mechanism there on the side, and you can actually pull the whole thing out. And when you let it go, it locks back into place. So that's very convenient that it comes with the slide out rack and the top and the bottom. Let me show you what this came with. Move my eyeglasses case out the way. So it came with this registration and warranty information, this probe. There's one for the top and one for the bottom, and then there's this manual. So I'm going to show you just where this probe goes here. That if you're cooking with the probe, you plug it in here and plug this end into your food. I've done it once with steak that I cooked in here, and it came out pretty well. So with this manual, now mine was missing some pages. It was double-sided, but there were some of the flip side of pages that was blank. So I went online and printed this off for myself because I wanted to make sure that I was aware and had an easy reference anytime I wanted to look up one of the functions or how something works. So let's take a look now at this display. Let me come on this side. Might be a little bit easier to see here. Sorry about this glare. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. So the display is something that you can adjust and set. You can set the time. You can set it so that it gives the weather for where you are. You can set the background scenery if you want. And I think this little trivia that pops up here is something that you could also change if you want. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this is in this fingerprint resistant stainless steel that actually is fingerprint resistant. So I thought that was pretty cool. Back to the display. So that light bulb on the upper left corner turns on the lights so you can see what's going on inside the oven. It turns on the bottom and the top at the same time. And I haven't figured out yet if there's a way to make it come on in just one. So here on your home display is where you're going to be able to adjust the settings. So you can see on the upper right, this gear here is for your settings. You can pick upper oven, you can pick lower oven, and this is your oven timer. So let's just look at some of the settings while we're on this page. So there's a lot of things that you can customize here. Setting up the Wi-Fi was very easy. There's an app called Smart HQ that you can use to also remotely do things on this oven, like remote heat up if you want to. You can change the cook time, you can change the temperature in the bottom or the top, and the app will also give you notifications when things are done or are changing on the oven. Back to this screen. So as you can see, I'm just going to scroll through what are some of the things that you can do, and you can change here. Right, the location. So this is why I get the exact weather for where I am and whether I want that to appear on my screen. I can change the background. So, or maybe this is where I change the oven light to do just one. Let's see. Nope, oven light timeout on or off. Okay, so it just won't stay on all the time. So when you get this oven, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the amount of things that you can control and customize. So one of the things to note about this oven is that there are 9 modes in the upper oven and 7 on the lower. And that's because, let's just take a look real quick. So we have bake, broil, convection, precision, air fry, this more warm, proof, self-clean, steam clean. So the 2 things that are available in the upper oven that are not available on the lower are air fry and precision cooking. This does work like a normal air fryer, and I've used it to air fry and it works really well. Precision cooking is something I've also used. I haven't used all these modes, but this I thought was a very interesting feature where there's presets in here for different types of foods. And precision cooking is something that I'm going to make a separate video about because I assumed that precision cooking would do the same thing no matter which one of these things you picked. Like, for example, seafood, the only thing in here is salmon. Now, GE will push more foods and more things under precision cooking so that as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, you can get the updates. But just to give you an example, if you're doing salmon, the precision cooking will take you through this menu. And it takes you through a menu no matter what kind of food you want to make. And it will give you instructions on what to do. So if you pick medium and if you pick 12 to 20 ounce C, it'll tell you what kind of baking sheet, what position the rack should be in. And what happens is that with this, it will set the temperature. See, it'll tell you no preheat required, press next to start the oven. It will actually control the temperature and the time to cook your salmon of that size and that desired doneness. Now, that is not the case for everything that you do under precision cooking. For some things, it'll set the time, but not the temperature. And other things, it'll set the temperature and the time, and then you can't change it except on the app. So I'm going to do a video about precision cooking because it is not the case that everything you put in here, all you have to do is push a button and you're done. It depends on which one of these foods you pick. So as I mentioned, the lower oven does not have that. I'll just let you see, it has these normal modes and under more self-clean and steam clean. Now, let's just talk about the self-clean and steam clean since we're on the subject. So the first time that I air fried in here, I was concerned that the gook and splatter was going to go everywhere in the oven, and it was really going to be hell to get it off. And what happened, I chose steam clean first, where you pour a little bit of water in the bottom of the oven and it it releases the steam. That did not help at all for the kind of gook or splatter that was caused by air frying. So I then went to the self-clean mode. And really, when I read the book, steam clean is for, if you're cooking something that bubbles over and you have a spill inside the oven and the steam will loosen it up so you could get it off. So that was wrong anyway. So this self-clean, I chose 3 hours. And let me tell you, when I did this, I did it before I went to bed because I knew that there was going to be that kind of burnt smell as the oven heats up and incinerates whatever's in there. But when I woke up the next day, all I had to do was wipe this out with a damp washcloth or a dish towel. So I was very glad to see that this self-clean mode works so well. The other thing I want to show you is if you're baking something in your oven, and this works for several other modes also. You see this timer? So the timer gives you two choices. There's your cook time, where you can set the total amount of time you want your food to cook. And then there's this kitchen timer if you want a reminder, say something has to be flipped halfway through. So when I cooked my chicken wings in the air fryer, and I'll link the video above where I tested out the air fryer by making some chicken wings to see if it was going to work, if the chicken was going to be good, and if I can clean this out. What I did was I could set the cook time. Let's say you want to set it for 40 minutes, but you need to flip your chicken after 20 minutes. These things work independently. And a nice feature of this is both the oven and the app will give you notifications when your preheat is reached or when your timer has gone off. One other thing to mention about this is that when you do run the self-clean, you still have to clean the inside of the oven door yourself. That part does not clean. Another feature of this is that when you open it, you just have to lift up a little bit to get it open, is that when you open this door, notice it doesn't pop back on you, so you're not going to worry about getting burnt by having the door close on you. And another interesting thing, and I don't know, this might be every double wall oven because this is the first electric double wall oven I own, but none of this, like the door, nothing is hot when you're cooking. What you'll see is down there on the bottom, there's a vent there underneath the lower oven, and that's where the air comes out. The air isn't hot, it's just slightly warm when it's on. Now, looking at the inside, I'll show you something else here. You see there's 6 rack positions, starting with 1 where the bottom rack is. So when you're using precision cooking and it tells you where to set your rack, that's what you're going to do is go in here and change the rack position. So just wanted to show you that. Let's talk about the pros and cons of this oven. First of all, this left-hand door swing is a major pro. It's a game changer. Even on the bottom oven, I'm not really bending down that far, and I don't have to bend all the way down here as I would if I was going to pull this oven door towards me. I'm just doing this. I'm opening this door and closing it. So this is a major pro. The app that works with this oven works pretty well. I'm pleased with it. At first, there was some kind of delay between when the event would happen on the oven and when the app would notify me. And I had to delete the app, and then I had to put the app on my phone again because apparently there was some type of glitch with the app uploading to my phone, and I didn't know that. Another pro is the slide out racks. And I know that this isn't the only oven that has this, but this is just fantastic because now I don't even have to reach into the oven really to be able to get anything out. I just make sure I slide that out slowly so I don't actually pull it out so fast that the food just falls on my feet. The air fry and precision cooking in here, I've used this quite a bit. Even though I guess a con would be that GE doesn't put out enough specific information about what's going to happen when you use these particular modes. And I would like to know that in advance, whether I'm picking something that's going to control the time or the temperature for me, or whether those are things I'm going to be able to control myself. And so I guess that's a con. The timer is very easy on here, so that is a major pro. The other thing that's a major pro is that even in some of these modes where I'm not able to control some things on this oven panel, you can control time and temperature from the app pretty easily. So that is a pro. A con for me would also be that, and again, because this is the first electric double wall oven I owned, maybe this happens with all electric wall ovens and I just don't know about it, but whenever I'm cooking and then I turn the oven off, the fan, I guess that's cooling or blowing the air out down here, seems to stay on for a long time. You know, with a gas oven, you don't really hear anything except that whoosh, you know, when you turn the oven on with the gas, and after that, it doesn't make any sound. We know it's still hot for a while after you turn off the gas oven, but there just aren't any noises that it makes, so you don't hear it. This, I feel like it stays on, that fan stays on for a really long time. But, you know, drop me some comments. Maybe that's totally normal for what happens when you have a electric stove. So perhaps, you know, that's not a real con, but that's just something I need to get used to. GE just pushed an update to this oven last night. So I need to update the menu so I can show you what's different. So what they did was they added a recipe option under more here. And now there are these recipes in here, see, of all of these things that you can make. I think that's the end of the recipe. So now if you push one of them, it'll show you the difficulty, how many servings, the total time to prep and prepare. Let's see what else this does. Okay, so here are the ingredients. Here are the instructions. This is pretty cool. And let's try adding it to the cart to see what happens. So it's adding it to my cart. I don't know cart where, what this is connected to, but we're about to find out. Hopefully I'm not buying anything immediately. Okay, so Kroger account. I don't have one, but if I did, I'd be able to scan this QR code and have it added to my shopping list. So that's pretty convenient. This is a new thing that I just noticed when I woke up this morning on this oven. Is it there for the lower oven too? Yes, it is. All right, so here's just one update that the GE Profile Smart Wall Oven just gave me. So this is the GE Profile left-hand swing oven. If you have any other questions about it, please let me know.
Please subscribe for more new home construction content and model home tours in and around San Antonio.
And follow us as we turn this house into a home.
As always, until next time, be peaceful, stay prayerful, and count your blessings.